the video. I don't see a video. Ruh-roh. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. That took a long time. Okay. Hey, Matt, you are quick today. There we go. How are you doing today? Oh, I forgot to turn this on. Why is it so dark? There we go. Doing all right. Keep my victims happy. At least as happy as I can. Gotta figure out how to replace 2 tires on the cars. I got a slow leak on the Leaf, and I now have a fast leak on the Kia. So later on today, I got to go out and move it back and forth and see if I can find a nail. Hopefully it's just a nail, because I have the, well, it might be too old. I might have to get new rubber things. They dry out over time, but I might have to get a tire punch kit to replace the nail, if that's the problem. Hopefully it's just a nail and I can find it. Otherwise it's 30 or 40 bucks for another used tire. This is my absolute favorite soda in the world. It's cherry ginger ale from Canada Dry and Zero. It is so delicious. So much so that I'm going to try to copy it. I can get 2-liter bottles of ginger ale Zero from Smith's, and for $1. And then I got that Da Vinci cherry flavored syrup that's sugar free to add cherry flavored stuff. So I'm going to try to add the cherry flavor to the Zero ginger ale to duplicate the cherry splash Zero, and see if I can manage that. I don't want to pay $7 for 12 cans. That's so much money. I also got to find out where to get more of these. This came with the CR6 SE. It's a pair of mini nippers. And these are just, well, first of all, they're cute as hell. I'd love it if I could find them in something besides black. But they're just so handy. They're so tiny. They don't take much space. I mean, sure, these are still superior, and they're slightly easier to hang on to. These original Creality ones are still my favorites. You know, the dark blue handle ones suck in comparison. They don't open up as wide as these do. But there's something to say about the convenience of these little itty bitty ones. They're just really convenient. You can't get Zero ginger ale in the UK from any brand, because Seagram's makes a Zero ginger ale. The off brands, you know, the store brands usually make a Zero ginger ale, and Canada Dry makes a Zero ginger ale. That's 3 different possible sources. Nobody makes it. Is soda pop as big a thing in the UK as it is here? I didn't know you were in the UK. Yeah, the light blue ones are the best. I love these. They're made by... Oh, there's a name on it. If I could read that. XORON or XORQN? Zoron? I didn't know it had a name. I never noticed the name. 10 years and I never noticed it had a name on it. But yeah, these are nice. You gotta be careful though, they do break. If you push them too hard, you do things you're not supposed to do with snips. I've broken off one of these blades, and man, when they break, it's like a missile. I had it embedded in the wall. I was like, not here in Pennsylvania. It's like, god damn. So don't abuse them too much. Yeah, they're hitting it out of the ballpark. They have the Zero Ginger Ale. Dr. Pepper's got 3 flavors. My favorite is the blackberry. They also have cream soda. There's an empty can. Dr. Pepper and cream soda. They got strawberries and cream. They got cherry. And then Coke has orange and cream, which is actually pretty good. Pepsi has the mango Pepsi Zero, which I love. And they now have a pineapple Pepsi Zero, but I can't get it. It's not available anywhere near me. And but a whole bunch of zero flavors coming out, and they're nailing it out of the ballpark. I guess they finally figured out the right chemicals to work with our taste buds so that it actually works, and it actually tastes good. Like, it actually tastes really good. Like, I like it better than the regular. Like, literally, I like it better than the regular, and that's saying something. And so I guess they figured out that trick, and now they're just experimenting with all the flavors they can do. And I say experiment away. I'm just pissed off at Walmart because they keep posting ads to Facebook. You know how they have those ads on Facebook, and you can scroll through the Walmart one. It shows all the stuff they have. Sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out, scalper, scalper, sold out, scalper, sold out, scalper. It's like... it might just be that it's a pretty brand new thing. They've had Zero, Coke Zero, Pepsi Zero for a while, but all this huge variety of flavors is new, like within the last year. And I guess they do have to figure, hey, Maker Viking, I might have to give it another shot. One of my favorite sodas is Baja Blast, Mountain Dew Baja Blast. I love that so much. And they came out with a Zero, and I was so excited, and I wanted to puke. It was so horrible. Like, it was undrinkable. I could not drink it. And so I guess they went back to the drawing board on that. But maybe they figured it out now, and I'll try it again and see what it does. I'm hoping to find like just a small bottle of it, so I don't have to buy a whole case just to find out I still hate it. I got drill bits today. We got itty bitty 2mm drill bits that are really long, so we can clean out our hinges. Although I think I figured out a way in the slicer to make the hinges print more reliably. And I'm going to experiment with that later today. I want to make sure this thing goes together before I print more parts. And pretty good. The what I'm going to do is print the first few layers of the part with 3 perimeters plus the infill. And then when I get to the part where I print the hinges, the top of the hinges, that's the problem. Maybe I'll wait to do the 3 perimeters until I get to the hinge part. That'll save material. Because I've gotten it pretty light. I think I've got it down to like 850 grams. And, but increase the number of perimeters. And then when you get to the top layer that goes above the hole, so you have the hole. First of all, the big thing I forgot, I'm stupid, I figured this out before and I didn't do it. Hey Mike, is you don't make, when you do print in place holes like this, you don't use circles, use squares. Because squares print more reliably, especially when they're tiny. So yeah, I redid all the holes as squares. And what I really should do is make houses. So square with a peak. And because the problem you run into is you get to the top of the square hole, and now you have to bridge across that hole. Well, there's 2 ways you can do it. The easy way is you don't. Literally, you just don't. No top layers. Let the top of the channel be empty. And then it'll just start printing infill over top of the channel. As long as it's still captive, as long as there's still an outer perimeter, that will work fine. And I might try that. But another way I figured out to close the hole, if that is important, because leaving an open hole will make the hinge a tiny bit sloppier. Now for captive sockets, that's fine. But for moving hinges, that could be a problem. I don't know, I'll have to test it. But the other solution is you use 3 perimeters. And then when you get to the top of the hole, you use 1 perimeter. Because the problem you're going to run into is that, let's say you have 2 perimeters, and then you have to close the hole. Well, what it does is it prints inside outside, which is what you want. And even if you print outside inside, it's still going to cause a problem. If it bridges this way, you might be okay. But if it bridges this way, you got a problem, because that first extrusion's in midair. Literally, it's in midair. And so what happens is it droops down into your channel. And well, if I make sure, well, in some parts this is hard to do, because it'll cross the chasm this way on one direction, but this way on the other direction. Sometimes bridge detection can help with this, where it's smart enough to realize, okay, I need to do the bridges here this way and the bridges here this way. I got to test that, see how smart that part of the slicer is. Hi, kitty. I've got a new shirt too. $6 from Temu. I'm not a super big fan of the tank tops. I hate the giant openings on the side. It's really annoying. I don't like the gigantic openings on the side, but it is comfy and it does look nice, and it's $6, so I'm happy. I got these pants. They're like leggings. They're like stretchy pants, and they have a print on them that makes them look like jeans. But they were like $6.79, and they fit. I was like, fuck yeah, $12 for an outfit. In my size, I'm gigantic. I'm 6'4", 465 pounds. Anything that fits me for that price is a good deal. But if I can get the bridging direction correctly, and I switch from 3 perimeters to 1 perimeter, that means the bridge is going to overlap the walls by 2 millimeters, which will make for a very reliable captured bridge. So, and it looks a lot better in the slicer too. So I'm going to try that and see how well that works. And but today I did finish one of the boxes. I haven't assembled it yet. But first, let me show you some goodies I got. I got the flags in. So this is the Benchy Boat flag. Some of them got canceled, so I didn't get them all. One of the vendors, I guess, couldn't follow through with the order, and they canceled and refunded my money. But there is the Starry Night Benchy Boat. I thought that was really cool. So this will be hanging up at the Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Festival. And I got the Armor 2025 logo on a flag. I've asked them if I can sell these. They haven't gotten back to me yet. What I want to do is, sell this with one of my flag mounts. Want to sell it with one of these. So, I don't know, I guess $20 or $25, and you get one of my mounts plus the Armor flag to get you started. And they haven't got back to me whether they're okay with me doing that or not. If not, no big deal. I'll just have the one for myself. I'll make one of these each year just because I can. And I also got my table flag, the banner. So this is huge. It's a bit low res, but that's actually okay because you're not going to notice that. But yeah, there's my... From a distance, it really doesn't look bad at all. So this is almost big enough to cover the entire table. So that's really, really nice. I'm excited about that. Instead of that little tiny banner that I have. I mean, that little tiny banner is nice. It's a great banner. It's just small. This is big. I'm not so fond of the unfinished edge. The edge is just cut, which means it could fray over time, and that concerns me a bit. So I may try either heat sealing or serging or doing something with the edges if it becomes an issue. I mean, I'm only going to use this 1 or 2 times a year, so as long as I'm careful, it should be okay. And this will never be outdoors. And maybe that's not a problem with this polyester material, whatever this is. It's even got the grommets on the corners. But yeah, I mean, for $7, actually less than that. I got 2 price adjustments in the time since I ordered this. I think I paid around $6 for this. How can you beat that? A custom banner that's like 6 feet wide for $6. I mean, hello. Now, I also got something unrelated to 3D printing, but came out really nice. I've been seeing this all over the internet, and I really wanted one, so I finally found one at a reasonable price. And but this is shockingly nice. It's a colander scoop. And for the very small amount of stuff that I cook, this is actually more convenient than using a colander. I just scoop the pasta out and dump it on the plate. But and it's also huge. I mean, this thing is actually big. I was afraid it was one of those things where, where's my tape measure? Where the hell's the tape measure? My tape measure appears to have grown legs and walked away. It was right here. Tape measure is incommunicado. Anyway, it's pretty big. I mean, what is that? Well, it's 160. So that's 320. It's what, about 450 millimeters long. It's almost half a meter, and it's heavy. You know, it's good steel, and it's like $5.79. This is probably going to be one of my favorite kitchen tools now, and a nice actual wooden handle. This doesn't line up right. When you tighten this enough that the wooden handle moves, this is slightly off, but that's a minor nitpick. But yeah, very, very impressed. If you see one of these, it actually is. A lot of the times you'll see stuff where they make it look either much smaller or much larger than it actually is. They love doing this with cameras. They'll say mini micro camera and make it look like it's this big, and you'll get it in the mail and it's this big. When you're putting it on a rocket, that's a pretty big difference. So make sure you actually read the measurements and draw it on a piece of paper, because your brain has trouble converting those numbers into real sizes sometimes. And they'll also do things like that with things like this. They'll make it look a lot bigger than it is. So it'll look this big and you'll get a tool this big. So that happens a lot on Temu. Now, they don't straight up lie to you. They will provide dimensions, and the dimensions are accurate. But the picture weighs more heavily on your mind than the numbers do. And so your brain tends to distort reality based on the picture. And so you make this internal assumption it's going to be a certain size, and they know you're doing that, and that's why they do it. So it's deception. It might not be straight line, but it's deception, and I don't like it. And even the edges are pretty clean. Not bad. But yeah, this is one of the highest quality tools I've gotten from China in a very long time. Good job. And now, the thing you have to be aware of, if you see it unusually cheap, be careful. Because I wouldn't be surprised if this becomes popular enough that they start making knockoffs. Other companies try to figure out how to make it cheaper by making it thinner, smaller. But yeah, this one is really nice. So, I'm also going to put a new pair of earrings in today. I got these. I thought they were super cute. So yeah, I'm going to put those on. But anyway, I did print the mini toolbox. And it came out really nice. Oh man, I did this in transparent so that it's clear, and I'm going to do the handles. I'm probably going to do this once I get this finished. No notifications again? How dare them? Rawr! I'm probably going to do this and the drawer handles in pink to make one, and also in red to make one, because I have that really nice atomic filament bubblegum pink and the atomic filament blood diamond red. And I think I have enough of both to do the 2 doors and the 3 handles on the drawers. And then the rest of it I'll do in white or whatever I have. I do have some Prusament blue. That'd be nice too. But yeah, that's like a 3/4 roll, so I could definitely do the 2 doors and the handles in Prusament blue too, because it's a really nice blue. But none of this is actually held together. This is all friction fit right now, because we have to drill the holes to clear them out. I tried stuffing filament in, and I get partway in and it jams. I know why it's jamming, and I did correct it. I made the holes a little bit bigger, and also I did have to do one iteration. The pockets, as you can see, the back is open, so the pocket joints just pop right through. They actually don't make it all the way through, and that's why these sides didn't work. I closed off the sides, but because the dimensions were a little bit too close, and because of the oh wow, I got something on my nose. Oh, that's like the pimples I was trying to pop lesson or something. I felt something on my nose, and I guess I scratched too much. Now I got a scar. So I had to make this a little thicker, and I had to make this part 1 millimeter thicker, so that there's space for the joint to go in all the way and fit flush. And now it works. It sits nice and flush. So now what we got to do is, and I also got rid of the covers on the front, so this can be disassembled. And the holes are almost unnoticeable. You barely see them. Now, problem though. If you read the title, you might have an inkling of what the problem is. Warp 9.silly. Engage. I don't know why this is happening. I guess it's the nature of the material. Because here's the 3 drawers, and I'm going to have to fight to get these drawers out because they do not want to come out. The handles went on very nicely. These are the backer pieces to close off the back. But I can't print them like this because they did that. And I don't know why. Slow down, speed up, doesn't matter. The drawers warp. And I think it's warping after it's printing because the layers are all lined up. So I think it's printing, and then as it's cooling, it's warping. That's the only thing that makes sense, because if it warped while it was printing, you'd have a layer offset, because the layer below you would be in the wrong place because it warped out of the way. So the only thing that makes sense is that after it finished printing, it then proceeded to banana on me. And I thought, okay, well, this plastic does appear to warp a lot more. You can see it's a lot more stringy. I also fixed that. I made the drawers a lot lighter. Now the whole drawer prints in vase mode. I figured out how to print the drawer in vase mode, which completely eliminates all that crap. But I do have to make a slight modification. I have to bevel this portion of the top layer so that it joins this portion, because otherwise if you put small screws in here, they will fall down in here and possibly get in between these 2 layers. Not likely, because that's only 2 millimeters thick, but with the kind of small stuff we're going to be dealing with, it's possible screws could fit in there. So to avoid that, I gotta put a little ramp there so that the screws can't make it under. So I thought maybe it was the transparent filament that was just extra warpy. That happens sometimes. You get a particular filament, it just like goes, ah, whoopee. And so I tried it with the white, same thing, warped like crazy. Matter of fact, I don't even think I can get these out, so I'm going to pull it apart. But yeah, it all comes apart. I made these cleaner. They print a lot better now. The channels are tight fit, but I want them to be a tight fit, so instead I just made the channel a little deeper by making the wall a little bit thicker. And they fit perfectly now. So now I should be able to get these out. I tried straightening them, and it actually did kind of work, but nowhere near enough. Basically, I turned my bed up to 100 centigrade, and I just sat this on the bed to soften it. And I sat the edge on the bed until it got hot, and then I tried to hold it straight and then let it cool. And it did kind of work. The warp is a lot less, but it's still more than enough that it doesn't fit properly. And this is all printed in vase mode now. You see I got my little ribs. I thought maybe it was just too much plastic and it was encouraging the warp. And nope, the vase mode warped just as much as the other one did. So it's the nature of what I'm printing. I think I need to figure out how to print this flat like this. And the problem is, there's 2 ways to do it. Either I go with a non-square channel that is not vertically challenged, and then I print the drawer all as one piece. My problem is I'm worried about the drawer having slop if I print a non-straight channel. So I got to figure that out, and we're going to do that today. Or I print it this way, upside down, without a bottom. And like right now you can see I printed this way, and so I can't print this part of the drawer here because that would be a bridge and that would look really nasty. So I print this as a separate piece, and this slots into here. Which way? Actually this way. And this is a little tiny bit loose, but it works. That slots in there like that. And now you have your complete drawer. Ideally you're going to want to put a little bit of glue just to make sure that stays put, because this will also do this, which you don't want to happen. And but this will warp like that, yeah, because there's nothing holding the middle. And I tried to make a channel in the bottom to capture that, but there's so little plastic that there's a limit to what you can do. But that's a complete drawer, and the handle fits on nicely. I'm going to take these off because I can save these handles. Nice friction fit. You don't have to glue it. That worked out really, really well. So that prints just like that, flat. So what I think I'm going to have to do is figure out how to print the drawer like this, so it doesn't warp. And that means this channel can't be a square. Or, much more complicated, and I don't want to do this if I don't have to, I can print the four walls. Instead of printing these and then inserting the back of the drawer, I can print the four walls and then insert the bottom of the drawer. Why? Because that'll allow me to print this upside down. See, I can't print the drawer upside down because this bridge is never going to work. Never. It's going to be a sloppy ass drawer on the inside. It's just, I mean, will it be structurally sound? Yes. Will it look nice? No. You've seen the inside of a bridging. You know, it works, but, you know, it's not pretty. Do you want that big giant surface area that you're going to interact with not being pretty? Not me. So, and also by printing it upside down, it means I can make this part square and this part here can be 45 degrees, which will allow it to print this way. Because this is the important edge, because gravity, and that's the edge that it's going to be riding on the sliders on the door. So it's going to be riding on this edge. So it's important that this edge be, you know, square. I thought of that. I thought maybe it was too cold in the house and that was encouraging warping. But the problem is it's warping after cooldown. It's warping after it prints, not during the print. Which means I don't think it matters. And also, it got up to 68 degrees this week, and they still warp like crazy. I mean, if it's warping at nearly 70 degrees, there's no way to fix that. It's not with my design. Well, part of the problem is my design is biased because I have a very large surface area of plastic on the backside, a very thin profile, and no plastic on this side. If this was a closed structure, it probably would not warp. It is cooling down slowly. It's these print sequentially. So this one prints, then this one prints, then this one prints. So this one's cooling down for 4.5 hours. How much of a slower cool down do you need? There's an 80 centigrade bed piling the heat on. That's about as slow as it gets. And all three of them warp like crazy. And I suspect I just need to print it like this. I gotta print it flat. Printing flat would be nice too because it'd be faster. Oh my god, it'd be so much faster to print. And because this takes a long time, it takes 5.5 hours to print 3 of them. But you see, I did all in vase mode. Got all my ribs. It came out nice, except that it warped. Now I was thinking, okay, what if I put rocket fins on the back here? Sacrificial rocket fins. But then I'd have to cut them off. And that's going to be messy. Because you've got to cut them off flush or it's going to interfere with the other drawers. And that's also a tremendous amount of wasted plastic. So I was also thinking of an ooze shield. Print an ooze shield around the whole thing to trap in the heat. Because I thought the same thing you did. Maybe it's cooling down too fast. And but that would also be a tremendous amount of plastic. The ooze shield would be almost as much plastic as the part. So I'd be doubling my weight allocation for nothing. So I'm better off just figuring out a way to print them where it doesn't do that. Now, I think the best thing I can do is figure out how to print this as all one piece so that you don't have to print a separate piece, and also print it this way. Because now, no support, no extra pieces, it's all one piece. Theoretically, I cannot print this as a separate piece, or as a one piece. I could, but then you wouldn't have a grip. But I want this as a separate piece because that's going to be part of customization. You print these in a different color and it looks nice. And so the trick is to figure out how to make this top part of the slide here so that it's not janky sitting on this part here. And I'm trying to figure out a way to do that. I can't make a cleat because again you're printing in in defiance of gravity. That's not going to work. So the only way that's going to work now, the trick is how much of an overhang can I get away with? And can I even take advantage of the drooping nature of the overhang to get it almost 90 degrees? Or get it closer at least? What I think I'm going to have to do is optimize the drawer as best I can, and then just YOLO. Print it. Print one drawer, and then modify this part as needed to accommodate how the drawer prints. So if the drawer sits lower on the cleat than I want, well, then I take these cleats and I move them up a little bit to compensate for the drawer drooping down a little bit. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. I also need to make those cleats, no, I don't need to make them smaller by the time I get around to this. Now, what I also might need to do is to put a little edge on the, see how there's a gap between the drawer and the wall? I might need to put a runner edge there to try to make that tolerance a little tighter, especially on the bottom, so that the drawer touches the wall at 2 points. That will help with stability, so the drawer doesn't wobble. And so I might try that as well. Basically, instead of having 3 runners, I'll have 6 runners. But the second runner will be really short, just enough to tighten up that tolerance between the drawer and the wall face, so that the drawer will have 2 points of contact with the wall. And I want this to be smooth, you know. I put a lot of work into this, and it really came out nice. I mean, this just really came out so. I mean, look how nice this came out. Let's get rid of these drawers. But this whole thing just came out so friggin' nice. And it all slots together like this. There we go. Everything hinges together, pivots. This actually holds itself together without any fasteners. I mean, the bottom is, I think the bottom is the loosest part. Yeah, that wants to come out. And, but yeah, it just came out so freaking nice that I want to make this a proper finished project. And all these parts print perfect. Oh man, God, these parts print so good. It's really nice. It really came out nice. So now I want to make the drawers work properly. And so today we're going to figure that out. But first, we're going to try to assemble this to make sure this part is all good, so that I can gold standard these and stop iteration unless I need to. So first things first, let's drill out holes. I love the way it all comes apart like that. Like I could literally sell this as a kit, but no, people just download it for free. Yeah, it all flat packs. That's so neat. So I got myself. I still wanna. I'm still gonna dick around with the. What the hell? How did that happen? I'm still gonna dicker around with the CAD work to try, and the slicer work to try to eliminate the need to do this. But this is also pretty easy. These you can get from Amazon. You can get 2 of these drill bits for $6, prime shipped, or for $2.59 if you don't mind waiting a month. You can get a 5-piece set, which comes with like 2, 3, 4, 5 millimeter sizes, for $2.59 shipped. I also ordered those, so in a month those will be here, and I'll have them in my repertoire. I prefer to not use a chuck. I prefer the hex, especially because this is a little faster than I need to, but this one's got pretty good speed control. The way I'm going to do that is they sell these little mini chucks that basically allow you to add a chuck to your hex drive, you know, screwdrivers. And they're $1.59 each, so I ordered 3 of them. And so what I'll do is I will basically put one on each of these drill bits and just leave it on there permanently. They're so cheap, they'll become a permanent part of the drill bit. And that way I can just slap them into my little hex screwdriver and not have to deal with chucking. But this should... Yep. That went right in nice. And we just ream out that hole. That actually went in really easy. I think that one was pretty clean already. I've made some of the corrections on this one. Oh yeah, look at that. I don't even have to turn it. It just slides right in. So, wait a minute. That's 2 millimeters. which means that the filament should slide right in, because the filament is 1.75 millimeters. I made the holes 2.4 millimeters, and for tolerance. So will that slide right in? Yes, it does. It went in the first hole at least. Oh yeah. Okay, so the correction I made to this part worked. Yeah, that slid right in. No problem. Sweet. And how about this part? A little catch there, but it did go in. Yeah. Okay, that worked. I'm going to clean them out anyway, just because I'm already here. Ah, there's a little drag in that one. I cleaned it out. Okay. So yeah, cool. So it looks like those corrections are working. Yeah, that doesn't need anything. Now these, I think, do need correction. So this one needs to be... Oh, that one's clear. That one's clear. Ah, this one's jammed. Basically, the way you clear them out is you pull the drill bit out while still turning it clockwise. Yeah, it's a 2 millimeter drill bit. No, there's no support material. I don't use support. I despise support if I don't need it, so I make it a point to... not need support. This I did not make the corrections on yet. The other one I did. So those corrections did in fact work. Good. Just be careful because it's a 2 millimeter drill bit. They get bendy, and it's not too hard for you to snap one of these if you're not careful. Okay. That one's a little tight, but I think it'll work fine. Technically, I need a longer drill bit, but since I can access all the holes from both sides, it seems to be working okay. You guys can't see that. Oh, those are clean. All right, and then I have the bottom here. Oh, that definitely had some garbage in it. Definitely had some garbage in those. And the 160 millimeter is long enough. Yeah, 2 for $6 on Amazon. $5.79 for 2 of them plus tax. Or if you don't need them right now, there's also one on Amazon. Matter of fact, I'll get you links right after I'm done this. For $2.59, you can get a 5-piece set with 2 to 5 millimeter sizes with free shipping, even if you don't have Prime, because it's coming from China. It's being drop shipped. And that's $2.59. You just have to wait for it. So I ordered both. I ordered the 2 for $6, and then I also ordered the $2.59. So next month I'll have all the sizes. I will post links. Hang on. Oh, that one's a little tight. Oh yeah, I saw the garbage come out. There we go. Okay, so that printed nicely. And we got all the sides. Here, let me get those links for you. I did that one already. Let's see here. we go to Amazon. Yeah, I had to finally cancel my Prime membership. I just ordered it. So now if I have to order something Prime, well, my brother has Prime, so what I do is I'll send him the money and say, hey, order this. I'll just put it in his wish list, and then he orders it for me and sends it to my address. Oh, I can't see the other one because it's Logan ordered it. Okay, so here is the 5-piece slow ship from China. That's $2.59, and it comes with 5 bits, 2 to 5 millimeters. So I'm guessing one of them you get 2 of them. It looks like 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. So you get a 2 millimeter, 3 millimeter, 4 millimeter, and 2 5 millimeters. That's my guess. Or maybe one of them's 2.5. Does it spell it out anywhere? It doesn't spell out what you're actually getting. It just says 2 to 5 millimeters. Oh, here's an 8-piece set for $12.99 that is 200 millimeters long, but the 160 is more than enough. Yeah, there's no. It doesn't tell you exactly what you're getting. You're either getting a half size in there somewhere, or you're getting 2 of one size. It might be 2, 3, 4, 4.5, 5. Oh yes, I know. Actually, the reason I sped up is I wanted to cause a little bit of melting to smooth out the surface in there, get it just a little tiny bit soft, so it'll smooth it out. But yes, but again, with a 2 millimeter drill bit size, you're not going to melt anything. It's just the plastic has more thermal mass than the drill. Now, but yes, in bigger sizes or tiny holes, yes, you do need to be careful about melting. But in general, you're okay. 2 millimeter, 160 millimeter. I should bring it up. Yes, here we go. And here's the $6 Prime shipped. What? Oh, that's 4 millimeter by 160, not 4 times. I was like, that's saying that's cheaper for more. No. Here is the 2 for $6 Prime shipped. The other link is the 5 of them for $2.59, but it's slow shipped from China. There you go. Also, do me a favor. Tell me what these cost for you guys. I don't know if they're just not on sale anymore, or if I don't see a discounted price because I don't have Prime anymore. So are these now $26.99 for you guys, or are these still $19.99 if you have Prime? I'm curious whether you could still get them for $20 or if this is just a sale that's over. So getting a little tiny bit melty would be like polishing the inside of the walls. And with 2 walls at 1 millimeter each, I got plenty of plastic. Good, nice and clean. I hate the idea of having to do cleanup, but when you're working with dimensions this small, I'm okay with a little bit of cleanup. Okay. And be careful you don't stab yourself too. That's a legit possibility when you're dealing with something small. You know, it's entirely possible you could stab yourself if you break this or miss. And the other nice thing is these drill bits are effectively everlasting. $15.99. Okay, you're UK, so that's completely different metrics. Oh, so it is still $20. You just have to have Prime. That's annoying. So now I can't even see the proper prices for things if I don't have Prime. Oh, that's aggravating. Oh man, I might have to see if Logan will let me log into his Amazon account for at least, you know, to look at stuff, so I can see the correct price for things. I got little gizmos. My sister loves gremlins. Is that everything? Yeah, that's a drawer. I don't have to worry about that. I think I got it all. All right, let's see if this goes together. I'm excited. Oh, I got to do the doors. These, I don't have any more of this plastic, so these still have the round holes. Because I don't have any more of this plastic. And this is before I increase the tolerances, so these holes are a bit tighter. Wow, that's tight. That's better. Okay. I'm hoping I can make this work because these doors came out really nice. In the transparent. Yep, you can feel they're a tiny bit warmer. Yeah, I can see all the schmut coming out. Nice. You can actually see the bit warping as I push. So be careful. You can break these pretty easily. Oh yeah, it's great. I've printed entire lamps out of it. 8-foot tall lamp that I have outside. It's all printed out of this stuff. This is all printed out of that stuff. It's good plastic. I like it. Now, if you want a hard white, you got to get different plastic. The King Rune's got a hard white. This is that slightly translucent milky white, which I actually prefer because it allows light to shine through it, and it prints smoother. But yeah, very good plastic. I'm very pleased with it. If you need white PETG, I definitely suggest getting it. I've printed 8 kilograms of it, and I'm very pleased with it so far. Oops. Do you know what that was? That was because the plastic got a little melty and I stopped drilling. Nice. Okay. I don't know if it'll show up, but what else might be interesting is to print the whole thing in clear and then make your filament a dark color for the hinges so you can actually see it through the clear. That might look cool too. One more piece. I also I made these pyramids instead of squares, so hopefully this will be able to close properly with the drawers in place, with the rails. Okay, one more. Yeah, I can feel it warm. It's warm. It got hot from the friction. All right. Let's see if it goes together. So first things first. Let's try assembling the cover. I just got one of my rolls that has some plastic left that's just not quite enough to risk doing something with it. So I just use that. This should just slide in. You gotta be careful, you don't bend it. A pair of pliers to hold on to it might be helpful. Oh, I'm out of the channel. There we go. Can I use these to grip it? The problem is it might cut it if I'm not careful. Yeah, that works. Oh yeah, that works good. Just gently grip it and push. What I'm doing is this. I'm just gently gripping it and using it to push. And it's working well. Working really well, actually. Oop, too big a gap. I bent it. I tried to push too much. Almost to the end. Why is that resisting? Get your ass in there. Oh, I should have put a lip on it. That was dumb. I should have done that. Why won't that go any further? Oh, there it goes. I might need a little more clearance for the for this hinge. Why is that being a nudge? Is it just not through this part? Yeah, something's jamming it up in there. I wonder what. This is the old holes that are smaller, so I expect this to be oh yeah. Oh, no CA. that ain't falling out on its own. No. What is holding it up? Where is that drill bit? Is there something in the hole? No, it feels clear. Let's try something. Let's snip it there. Let's pull it out. Yeah, that's not coming out on its own. Now it's stuck in there. Now it ain't coming out at all. Again, the modified design will work a lot better. Where's that piece that I just cut off? Oh no, it's on here. But what you should also do is straighten up the tip so it doesn't try to turn on the inside of there, and put a 45 on there, just a little bit of an angle, so it tends to push itself through the channels. But I should be able to just stick a piece through here. Yeah, there we go. We're good. Again, I've updated the model to be better fit. Yeah. And then you just do this a few times to shave down that plastic in there. And now it's going pretty freely. Nice. Now, this is going to attach to... Let's build the other part. So we have the base and the back wall. Let's put the ugly part on the inside. Okay. Oh. This is not centered. How the hell? This should be symmetrical. It's not symmetrical. Holy shit. I gotta fix that. That's not symmetrical. Oops. So it goes on one way only. Derp. That's a goof. Let's snip the end at an angle, then warp it so that it's nice and straight. Okay. Now I should be able to shove this in. The back has to be inserted first because of the ooh, that doesn't line up. Yeah, that doesn't line up. That's not good. I might have to make that cutout just a tiny bit deeper so it fits in there better, like I did with the sides. Let's try drilling it while it's together. I'll just make it work for now, and I'll make the correction later. I know what I need to do. The same thing I had to do to the sides. I have to, the pieces don't fully insert together because of the rounding on the corners of the print. Okay. So it's probably off by like 1/2 millimeter. And that's just enough to be a little nudge. And that went in good. Okay. Yeah. Come on. Don't be a nudge. There it goes. Oop. And there it goes. It popped through. So now we snip this end and we snip this end. And now those pieces are attached. And these two have to be put together first because the walls cover up that part. Now the drawer is a pass-through, so hopefully that will not require... Oh yeah, see that pops out a little bit too. See how it's not flush? So I might need to make those 1/2 millimeter longer. Just a teeny tiny bit. Yeah, it's off by just a smidge, by the tiniest little bit. Yeah, it's off by just a hair. So I'm going to make those a 1/2 millimeter longer or so. Just a little tiny bit. Just enough to satisfy that problem. 45 cut. Hey, Mike. Oh, here, you've been here. Yeah, so the if you don't have Prime, the PETG is $27. So it looks like they are actually showing different prices depending on your account and whatnot. That's really annoying. Okay, why won't that go in? I mean, I just put a drill bit through it. There it goes. There it is. Snip you. And snip you. Okay, that's inserted, and that's inserted. Now we do these. That is going to be on this side. Now these are a two-way pocket, so we'll see if I got the tolerances right. Well, it looks like I still need to fix those. So the pocket goes all the way in, but the holes don't perfectly line up. They're off by like 1/2 millimeter. So I gotta move the holes out just a hair. See? It's enough for the drill bit to go through, but it's just enough to snag It's just enough to snag the filament. So I gotta shift those holes just a smidge. Yeah, see, now it goes in fine. There we go. Yeah, oh, that's already so much stronger. I like. Okay. Now the idea is this will need absolutely no glue. To me, for the most part, I consider glue to be unacceptable. If it needs glue, that means I need to redesign. There we go. Why is that jamming up on me? There it goes. Just had to rotate it. What's jamming up on now? We're in there. Where are we at? Well, I could pull it out a little bit and then insert from the other side. Why is this being a nudge? Oh. Oh. There was something in there. Yep, there's a little bit of garbage in there still. And it was just enough to jam it up. See, I could make the holes bigger, but then you'll have slop. And I don't want slop. Nobody wants slop. There we go. I can take that out and use this as a fisher. There we go. Now we got a clean pass through. I don't want to drop that. So now we keep forgetting you guys can't see that. Okay. Oh man, that feels good. All right, let's check this one. Oh, that was pretty clean. Yeah, that went in pretty easy. Yeah, that felt good. Good. And you don't want to glue these in either, because if you glue them in, then you can't take this apart. The idea is if you break or damage this or want to modify it or change it, you'll be able to, because it's not glued together. Okay. And just the snipping of the ends should help improve that tightness. Very nice. This should just go in. Yes. I don't know if these are needed, but this is much more rigid than I thought it was going to be. So I'm adding these little pegs here anyway, because that will help secure. Yep, that goes all the way in. Three-dimensional security. There. That is now fully assembled. And that is going nowhere. Yeah. That is nice and strong. Yep, that's perfect. I just got to tweak the holes just a tiny bit. Maybe even chamfer the ends of the holes a little bit to help guide the filament through. Again, that's one of those minor corrections. That's a pain in the butt to do, but once you do it, you're good. All right, now the fun part. Get this sucker to go in. This is going to be fun, because this hole is a little too small. But I did drill it out pretty good. Uh-oh. Okay, the lid has to be added before we put the sides on. I can't get to the holes. Good news is I only have to take out one. And can I even get this one out? Because this one you can only access from one side. Yes, I can pop that out. I don't even think that's needed. I'm going to get rid of that. I don't think we need that at all. And see, you just push from one side. You just take your nips and you push on it from one side. It pops out the other side. Then you just grab it, pull it out. Same thing on this one. You push from one side. It pops out the other side. You grab it and pull it out. And now this can be removed. Because I goofed up. This hole is captive inside. So you have to have one side off in order to put this one in. Oh, that went in easy. No problem. I'll probably just have to tweak each hinge joint to get them to line up right. Come on. Don't be a nudge. Where are you at? There it goes. Got it. It's all the way there. Pull it back a little. Snip it. Oh, that went easy. Oh, I'm glad that went easy. These should just slide right back in. Yep. Not a problem. That was weird. Nice. It went right back in. Done. And it actually works. Capture the end of this filament so I don't have to reach down to the floor to pick it up. It works. It's a solid box. And it actually has rigidity. The little bottom latch here actually works. It actually holds the lid on there. The fit and finish is beautiful. Now this, I need something to grab. I mean, you could just grab it here and pull. Can you? Maybe not. At the right side, yeah. Yeah, opening it's hard. Not super hard, but annoying because there's nothing to grab. So I might have to put like a little handle. But yeah, now this can open up. We have to work this hinge a little bit. I might increase the play, the depth on that hinge just a tiny bit. But see, I like the fact that it's snug and that it holds itself. It's stiff enough. Oh, this doesn't fold all the way. That's not a big deal, but I want it to fold like the one on the website does. This can't fold down. I would need a double hinge. Oh. Or one of these needs a right angle with the hinge on the right angle. And then you'll be able to fold it all the way flat. Okay, that's an easy fix. I can fix that easily. Because I definitely want that to fold all the way flat. But otherwise, it works. It opens up. So you have your top tray here. And that is nice and snug. The tolerances look good. Okay, so I gotta fix this so that I can, this needs the double hinge. I don't want to make a double hinge because it doesn't need to fold out that way. And so it'll only be able to go like that far. And then it'll go this way and all the way. So yeah, I want that to go all the way. And then you close this up, there's a little lip on the bottom for it to snag into. So it stays, you know, shut. Okay. I might make that a little deeper because it goes in pretty easy. So I might lengthen that lip for better security. And then add either a hole or a little handle. Probably a hole would be enough, but yeah, probably just do a hole. Just stick a hole right there so you can stick your finger in there and pick it up. But yeah, that came out really, really nice. So stick a little hole right there so that you can stick your finger in there and pick it up. Because right now it's hard to grab to get this open. Ooh, I like this. This really came out nice. This really came out nice. This is one of my favorite projects in a long time. This one got me excited. I just love those tiny little toolboxes. They're so adorable. They're cute. I like cute things. Call me weird. I like things that are cute. And, you know, miniatures are cute. And, if anybody doesn't like it, I will scratch and bite, and then you won't be cute anymore. No, that won't work. A normal hinge can only move 270 degrees in the open axis. If I want this to be able to fold, both flat this way, meaning all the way back, and also flat this way, all the way down, this would need to be a double hinge. There's no way around that. It would have to be, look, this is your normal hinge, okay? So now this can only move 180 degrees because it's an inline hinge. So the hinge is inline. See how there's no thickness change? If I did it like a door hinge where the hinge projected out, that would get you 270 degrees. So that would allow me to go from flat on one side to 90 degrees on the other side, but not 360 degrees. Yes. But that's That's problematic for 3D printing because then you end up with open air. If you look at a hinge, you have open gaps. But you see how I filled all these gaps? And that's part of the reason I did that is for alignment and for strength. Now the way to fix that on this is I just do this. See how this is a flat surface and I have this vertical here? Well, all I do is I put one of these verticals on one of these parts here. So this top drawer here, I would put a vertical on it, and then this hinge would be on that vertical. That will give me an extra 90 degrees this way, so that this will fold down all the way flat. It won't be able to fold down this way. Matter of fact, it'll only be able to go to here. It won't be able to do this. It'll no longer be able to do that. I would have to have an open hinge, like a door hinge, if I wanted it to go this far. But I don't need to go past here. This is fine. What I want to do is be able to close it this way inside. And doing it that way will leave me with a stronger part. I may try both, but the problem is I also don't want this to... I don't want this to end up outside of this shape. And that can get a little complicated. It's sick to send this into space. Send it to this. Hey, so we need a toolbox on the space station. Okay, STL files coming. What hardware do we need? You don't. It's all 3D printed. But yeah, that really came out sick. And I'm definitely going to do a pink one and a red one because I have two of those really cool filaments, and I'll probably do a blue one too. So I'll do one in Prussian blue. But basically, they'll be white or black, but they'll be white. Although marble would be pretty cool to do on this too. But yeah, they'll all be... And actually, this will probably print easier for people with a 0.4mm nozzle. It'll just take more slicer work. It won't be quite as strong. I like using the 1mm nozzle because I can beat somebody to death with this. Well, I don't want to upload these parts even though they're done because this part doesn't work, and making this part work might require altering this part. So hopefully by next week. Unless you really, really want to, I'll upload this part, but you're gambling that you might print parts you can't use. So, but if you really want to, I'll do that. Yeah, I have to redesign the drawers so they don't warp. That's what we're going to do today. That's what we're going to do for the rest of today. Is we're going to what time is it? I got 1 hour. It's at 2:30. I got to go to the Roadrunner vegetable drop. But also update on the ground anchors for the solar lights. The 2-inch drill bit works a treat. I basically doubled the diameter of the drill bit to 2 inches, close to 2 inches. And it works wonderfully. I could put it on my impact gun, drill holes just fine. This is a problem, though. With the impact gun, I was able to get about 3 of them in before I sheared this off. And that right there is the weak point. And I was thinking, how can I beef this up? Because I really don't want to change this, because then it won't be usable for the other parts I designed. I wanted to make this like a universal tool that I can use a whole bunch of projects with. And I realized I'm dumb. The solution is so easy. It's like, why the hell didn't I think of that to begin with? Let me show you. So here's the beefier drill bit. And it printed fantastically. I have 0 issue. Actually, that's gold, so I can make that white. I realized that all I have to do is make that a bit. So this is 38.25, 59. Oh, that's big. Ooh, that's really big. I didn't know that was that big. So that's not going to work. Because I would have to shrink this down tremendously, and I do not want to shrink this. How much of a shrink would that be? So that it would be 44.7, 44.1. That's not that huge. Let's see what happens. I realized that all I need to do is to make the all I have to do is make the end of this a socket. And then I can just put the socket right on the ground anchor. And problem solved. I can now, I mean, if you shear that, you hit something hard. Okay, if you shear that, you messed up. So let's join that back together. Let's join a copy of this. So let's see how these line up. That and that. Okay, that is a substantial size difference. Okay, what can I do? I mean, I guess I like the fact that this is a big dish because that actually helps stabilize it. When you bury this into the ground, this cone shape stabilizes everything. You know, a straight peg wobbles, but a cone self-centers and packs. So a cone is far superior. Well, I could print a bigger socket. I could make my own half-inch socket. I mean, I already do that. Yeah, I guess I could print a socket, but now the whole thing requires two sockets. You need a 33 millimeter socket for the drill bit, and you need this, 60 millimeter socket for this. Is that a big deal? What's the biggest socket you can get, and how much does it cost? I do not want to do that, but I did it anyway because I'm a dummy. Let's see, 60 millimeter socket. Do they even have sockets that big? Yeah, and they're expensive. Okay, we're gonna print one. God damn, that's a big effing socket. Wow. Those are expensive. Even this just pot metal one is super expensive. Jesus. Okay, so we print a socket. we're definitely not going to ask people to buy that to put ground anchors in the ground. Okay, so I need to make this bigger than the thing. I think what I need to do, I'll use that to create my base. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Well, I think what I need to do is this. I need to make this 59 millimeters. Which end? This end needs to be 59. 59. Yes. Let's see how that works. Yes, that gets me all the way to the edge. So all I need to do is lop off all this excess. Okay, I can do that. Here, I'll show you how to do that. You take this, you make it that tall, you Control D it, you select it, and you make it bigger, and then you shorten it until it's shorter than the other one. Lift it up just a hair, turn this into a hole, join these two together, and now we turn this into a hole, and we drop this to the bed, and we realign it with this part here, there, and there, and then we join them. Bingo bango, my ground anchor now has a socket head. Yeah, that's perfect. I do want to move that. I don't like that. I'll move that to this face. That's actually easy to do. Let's do that. Let's rotate this 90 degrees. Make sure these are still centered. They are. And join them. Yeah. Now my little telltale comes out the side here. I'm still going to leave the plus because that's good for the these. That's good for these kind here. And now I did bevel this, right? Yes, I did. That is beveled. Okay. I'm pleased with that. Now, let's unjoin this again. Take this, Control D. Rejoin this. And now we take this. It is no longer going to be a hole. This is going to be a socket. We take this and we make it let's go with let's go with what's the other dimension? Let's do this one. Let's do 79.4. Now I held down the shift key when I selected this and I clicked this, so it enlarges all three dimensions universally. Is life worth living without gobblers? Screw you, Joe. That's how it's gonna be? Huh? You're gonna tease me like that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Screw you, Joe. Asshole. You're a dick, dude. Oh, I miss Wawa. Okay. So this is now... Actually, I don't need to do that. What I need to do is to duplicate this, unjoin it, which gets rid of that. And now I can take this and make it, I guess, 20 millimeters. And make this taller, like that. That is not what I want you to do. Okay. Now we join that together. That creates our basic socket. Okay. Now we take this, unjoin. That creates our socket. Yes. So let's reverse that. Take this and this, align there and there. And now we hide this. Now we take this, we unjoin it. I should be able to just delete this. There it goes. This is going to have to be made longer. There we go. Bring everything back. There we go. Now it's centered. And we have our 1/2 inch socket in the middle of that. This is probably overkill. I don't care. You only have to print one of these, and you might as well make it so it lasts forever. Yeah, we'll do that. Now, one thing I will do is this. Let's make this 4x4. 4x4. Let's make it taller. Let's lift it up 0.2. Increase the sides. Now, I need to align it with this edge. Actually, I think 3x3 is going to be enough. 3x3? Yeah, 3x3 is enough. Realign. And then move. There we go. Now we take a master ring, Control D, align with this, anchor, there and there. And we take, now this is 60 degrees. Control D, 60 degrees. Control D, 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 and D. There we go. Get rid of this. I don't need it anymore. And we take this and join it. This alleviates our point stress with the ringing that you tend to get with point stresses like that. So this should allow a tighter tolerance without the part failing. No, time for Wawa to open up a place out here. I don't even care if it's in Albuquerque. Just open a goddamn Wawa out here. I know they can't. There's no way to practically do that, but I can dream. Okay, that looks good. Now I don't want to bevel the edge too much because that's going to create a problem. We do this, and we create 6 sides, which is really nasty because it does that. I think it's 30 degrees off. No, it's not. Is it 60? No, I got to go this because it compounds. So negative 30? Nope. It must be 15 degrees off. So let's go negative 1.5. What the hell? Oh yeah, that did it. I think that did it. Yeah, we're good. So we now lop off the top of this. I do want more angle. Why aren't you working? Oh, I was hitting caps lock. Okay, we want this to be bigger than our model. Up, rotate. Cut tool, align, on you. We want to be here and here, and then we drop it in until we get a tiny little bevel. Too much. This is the top side, so this can be a nice sharp bevel. Let's make that even sharper. Yeah. I want just a smidge of a bevel. Are we intersecting or not? I actually can't tell. Oh, we are just a smidge. Okay. 0.5 milliliter. A little bit more. That should do it. There. That gives us just a tiny bit of bevel. And now we take this. I think we should make it just a tiny bit deeper, because that does look a little on the shallow side. Yeah, that's better. We Control D, we join with this, and we take this. Okay. We Control D again. We do this. Turn that into a solid. Join these together. Turn that back into a hollow. Rotate it 180. And then we scale it up. Let's drop it into the model. And then enlarge it until it pokes out the sides. Like that. I think I need to deepen that. Yeah, that's not deep enough. So we do this. And we lift this up quite a bit. So we have thicker walls. There we go. Now, we lop off a bunch of this, because that's literally just a waste of plastic. It so does not need to be. I could fake it. Control D, lift it up until we overlap, like that. And then we chop this off. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I guess that's okay. That's annoying though. I can fix that. There we go. I can just do that. Okay, we bring in another one of these. A nudge. It is bigger than I need it to be. Good. This and this. Control D. 60. There we go. There. That is acceptable. And that is our socket to put in our new ground spike. So this is ground spike. Export. And this is spike socket. Export. Where do you live? Oh, you're in PA, yeah. Yeah, they didn't cover all of PA. I think the furthest west was the last one in PA was the one on Interstate 80, where it meets the turnpike. And I think there's one right off the exit. And that was the furthest west you can get a Wawa. I'm not kidding okay, I'll admit, I only considered it for a couple of seconds. You know, I considered it for maybe 30 seconds. I actually considered making sure wherever I moved had a Wawa. Like, I was actually looking at Florida because there's a lot of interesting things to do in Florida, and taxes are pretty low since it's supported by tourism with Disney World and Marvel and all the other places, Universal Studios. But I didn't like the weather, and I didn't like the humidity. The only places where I could afford to live in Florida were up at the top of the Panhandle and on the Gulf Coast. Gulf of Mexico, not Gulf of America. But, God, changing the name of the Gulf. How petty do you gotta be? Really? Come on, grow up. But the problem with Florida is hurricanes, rain, humidity, mosquitoes. The only place I'd be comfortable in Florida is on the East Coast, and I'd have to be less than a mile from the shore, because that's the only way you get the bug benefit. Basically, the saltwater wind coming off the ocean stops a lot of the bugs. But once you go past about a mile, then it doesn't bother the bugs anymore, and it's mosquito central. And of course, that's the most valuable land in all of Florida, so I could never afford a place there. And then, of course, you also have the problem of hurricanes. Hurricanes are quite a problem there. And I was like, you know, I want Wawa. I want Wawa badly, but I don't want Wawa that badly. Come on, export the goddamn part. What's your problem? It's not rocket science. Just do it. There it goes. Let's just see how much plastic that's going to take. With a 1mm nozzle, it's going to be heavy, but it's also going to be very strong. So I do not anticipate a problem. Okay, let's... we're probably going to use similar settings. Let's get rid of this. And we probably don't need to multi-process it. Ungroup. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of the constraints. Actually, I should show you guys this so you can see what I'm doing. So let's get rid of our constraints. Let's leave retraction on. 0.95 is good. 0.4mm layers is good. Top solid. I don't need any actually. I am going to use 25% infill. 2 might be okay. Outer perimeters, let's go 4. And let's get rid of the bottom layers. I don't need them. Okay. That's not going to work. Can I add this pin to start menu? There we go. Oh, it even does that. Well, I don't want it to do that. Ew. Because I want to be able to open this. Open? Well, that works. That's annoying, though. Let's see. Spike socket. Oh, that's not that big. That's not so bad. I could bevel the bottom of this as well. Yeah, we're going to do that. Because this does not need to be this bulky. Especially with 4 perimeters. So let's do that real quick. Okay, that means I need to take... Oh, I have a line there. Why is there a line there? How did that happen? That's weird. I wonder why it did that. I'll have to look at that. Hang on. I need another copy of this. Yes. Control D. Actually, I might be better off with just copying this. Well, let's rejoin this. This and that. Now, what I might be better off doing is doing this. Unselect that. First of all, let's join these into one piece. That's wrong. What the hell is that? Oh, that's right. This is... What do you keep doing that for? This has got to join to this too. Or is that... What did I do? Okay, this is the outside edge. This and this. Okay. Now, I take this and unselect this, join this. Now I can copy this. Control D. Okay, now we take this and this, and we join it. Why am I getting this? What's this line? Why is there a line there? That's a Tinkercad discrepancy. I'm gonna leave it, just because fixing it would be a pain in my balls. Even though I dropped it on the plane, that's just not the way Tinkercad quite works. Yes, it's really annoying. Okay, is that enough to be worth doing? I want to do quite a bit more. It's not a layer shift, it's a microscopic discrepancy. Technically, even though I dropped it on the plane, these two surfaces aren't perfectly aligned. So they're off by like 0.0001 millimeters. The way to fix that is to extend this so it covers the entire surface. It's a Tinkercad discrepancy where it's not putting it on the surface it's supposed to. But it's so small that it'll probably go away when I run a correction on it, and it doesn't break the model, so I'm leaving it. Just because fixing it's a ball buster. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Keep this, and delete the rest. Okay, so now I need to modify this. And the first thing I need to do is put the work plane on here. Okay. Now I can make this bigger this way. I can make this bigger this way. I can also make it bigger this way. And then make it bigger this way. And then sink it in until I get what I want. I can do that further. Just get rid of it altogether. Bring it out. And yep, that's more than enough. And that is a shallow enough overhang that it will print with no problem. Now we extend this until it goes past the edge. That'll stop the creation of that micro line. Now we shorten this so it fits within our master ring. Oh, no, change the work plane first. Really? Really? Dork Mungle. There and there. Are we bigger than the other part? Nope. See how it sticks out? It cannot stick out. So we take our master ring and we make it a smidge bigger. There we go. And I need to be able to see this. Duplicate. 60. And keep duplicating. That'll cut down like 20% of the plastic usage. So it's worth doing. And it'll kind of look cool. Okay. Delete the spike socket. And re-export. Oh, I want to fix that so bad. That annoys me so much. Yeah, it's it probably plain layer shift probably is what it is, but it's a glitch in Tinkercad that causes it. Really? You waited that long to open up that stupid thing? Let's fix by Windows repair algorithm. No errors detected though, so it was okay. Let's also simplify this a little bit. It's probably not much to simplify. It's all flat faces. Let's see what that does. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Okay. Let's do repair again, just to make sure. Yep. Export. So it was okay. It was fine. But now it should be a lot smaller. Spike! Spike! Actually, I replaced the file, so it should be asking me. It's not. Of course not. Spike socket. There we go. That's actually quite a bit of plastic savings. Let's stick with the 4 perimeters. Let's get rid of the top layers. I don't need them. It fills in anyway. Because it's 4 perimeters. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. There's no reason to have those. Well, there is a reason to have top layers. Yeah. We don't need bottom layers, but we do need top layers. We also need those top layers to be at the right location. So what we need to do is drop something in here, wiggle this. Nope, I need to see how high it is above the plane. Wiggle this. 20.5 millimeters. Nope, that is not acceptable. So, how do I fix that? Okay, we need to fix our parts train anyway. So let's start taking this apart. Am I breaking this? Probably. How many parts? There it is. Okay. Oof. Okay. Let's play How to Piss Off Tinkercad. Alright. So let's hide that. And let's hide that. Ready, set, go! Bye, Tinkercad. It is nice to know you. Oh, it didn't lose its shit. I'm impressed. And it was fast. Wow. Not bad. Okay. Now we need to take this and lower it by 1/2 millimeter. Negative 0.5. Now we chop off the bottom by creating that bigger than the part and then inverting it. This will lop off the bottom 1/2 millimeter. Drop it to the bed. Just to make sure, bring back our 1/2 inch cut and join. There. Yay! And now we know this is 20 millimeters. What? That's not right. I dropped that 1/2 millimeter. Drop. Yeah, okay. So this is below the work plane. This is on the work plane. Now if I put an object here, I want to be on that work plane, and I wiggle this, it's at 20 millimeters. How did I get 20.5? Okay, I don't need any of this. What the hell? You all saw that, right? It said 20.5 millimeters. We put 2 of these in here. We join them together as a group. We create a second process. Tools, variable settings. Okay, and we make that second process at 20 millimeters. Actually, we're going to do 0.4 layers, so it's 4, 8, 12. It's 1.2. Let's do it at 2. So let's go 18 millimeters and 20 millimeters. Did that work? Yes. Which means I don't think I need a third one, but we're going to add a third one anyway. You asshole. I don't think I need a third one, but just in case. So this is the only one I have to change. We're going to make this 3 perimeters and 3 top solid layers. I'm going to show you why in a second. You're going to like this. So that's 0 top, layers, 0 top. Proceed. Select all. Sequential. There. Now we have our top layer to make sure this socket interior wall has something firm to adhere to. And I also lowered it to 3 walls. I'm going to show you why. So this is mostly empty. Oh, what the hell is that? What the hell? Okay, I think this simplify routine on Prusa went a little too aggressive. That's not on here, is it? Nope, that's flat. Yeah, I guess that simplification was a little too aggressive. Damn. It said, you're gone. So we're going to delete that and re-export it. Ooh, it's only 46 kilobytes. It's not even that large. 1, 2, 3. Group. This is going to go to model 1. I keep missing the fuck OK button. Select models, group 2. Select models, group model 3. I have to tell Simplify 3D to treat each of these sections as a completely separate process. Otherwise, it will it's intelligent. It tries to merge the parts together and be smart about the slicing. And the problem is I needed to do something that is against that smart slicing, so I have to tell it it's 3 individual parts. And that also means I need to turn off this, because otherwise it will print a skirt in midair. Print, select all, sequential. There we go. And 121 grams. That's a lot of plastic, but you only have to print 1. To make my house levitate. Yes, you can do that pretty easily. Let's see here. Average mass 1400 SQFT mobile home. Oh, we're looking at 63,000 to 98,000 pounds. So let's call it 80,000 pounds. Aerotech high power rocket motors. Let's see, Aerotech high power. LMS. probably this one, 98 millimeter. It's an M2500. We want something bigger. And anything bigger than N? There's an N2000. That's pretty impressive. Anything bigger? LMN. It looks like N is the biggest we're going to get. So that's an N2000. That's an N2220. That's going to have less thrust, but it'll sustain the thrust longer. This has higher peak thrust. This probably has even higher peak thrust. Yeah, that's an N4000. Thrust in pounds. So we peak at 1,200 pounds of thrust. And calculator. 80,000 pounds divided by 1,200. We would need 67 of these motors. So that's 67 times 1,800. It would take 67 rocket motors at a cost of $121,000 plus tax, plus you need the casing for that motor. This is a 98-2480 reload kit. Reloadable hardware, 98 millimeter. Let's see here. I need a 9820. 2048. That's another $1,500 each. So it's $121,000. So 1,500 times 67. That's 100,000 plus 120600. It would cost $221,100 to buy the 67 motors and the 67 cases. And then I would still have to buy all of the materials to attach those motors to the house. And it would lift the house probably 50 feet off the ground. And that's if you're probably going to need about $500 worth of igniters. And that's if you can get all of them to light at once. So you're looking at about, I want to say $400,000 total if you wanted to lift my house 50 feet off the ground for 2 seconds. And then it would destroy the house when it crashed back down to the ground. But yes, in theory, you could do it. And they would probably give me a healthy discount for ordering 67 reloads and 67 cases. And they'd probably say, we'll be ready in about a year. And we need a down payment. So yeah, theoretically, you could do it. There are better ways to do it. A better way to do it would probably be to cover the bottom of the house in airbags, like from cars. Literally, go to the junkyard, start collecting airbags, and then pop them all at once. That'll lift the house off the ground too. Oh man, that's a lot of money. The fact that they have what's needed to do it is scary. Wow. All right, now here's why we did all that work to do this. So first, we don't need bottom layers. That's not really for saving matter, for mass. That's for saving time. Although something this big, the bottom layers wouldn't take that long to print, but still, it's a waste to print them. We're using 4 perimeters so that we have 5 millimeters of thickness. That's so that this plastic can handle the torque of that 1/2-inch socket. Audio is out of sync. Is the audio in sync for anybody? Does anybody have properly synchronized audio? Should I really start messing with people? Hang on a second, I'll reboot OBS. Let's see. Okay. We should be back in sync now. Yeah. If anybody knows how to fix that, I haven't found a solution yet for that. I know it has something. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with the USB port. It's something to do with the USB driver for this thing. This is, I think it's a Dell Optiplex SFF. Really slick little machine. Such a tiny little computer. It's a Core i5 and 16 gigs of RAM, and it's nice. It's a nice little machine. It's so tiny. Which means it's cute. So here's why I did that. So I got the 4 layers there to make sure the socket can handle the torque of being driven by the impact gun. And now here's why I did this. So here I switched down to 3 outer perimeters. And you can see what that does here. So there's 4 and there's 3. So now the infill is integrated with the perimeters. It's not just touching the perimeters, it's actually sitting on top of that 4th outer perimeter. And where that really comes in handy is when you do that. It makes it so that the infill is cleaner, because now it has something to sit on top of. Now, to do this properly, I really should have that changeover happen here and not down here. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. It's good enough. And then we do our top layers, and now when it does that, you can see here, now we have a nice clean top layer for this to attach to. And because this switches back to 4, the 4th perimeter actually overlaps the fill on this layer. Watch this. That dramatically cleans it up and strengthens it. Big difference. That's also how you make waterproof prints, by the way. Because no matter how well you do this, you will always have these little gaps here. Because you just can't fill in this little triangle. That's not possible. With a 0.4 nozzle, you can't see it. But, oh, did I not switch? Oh, I didn't. I'm an idiot. With a 0.4 nozzle, you sometimes can't see these little triangles. But let me tell you, the water can. It will find them, and it will leak through them. So when I go up a layer, watch carefully. 1, 2, 3. I go up a layer. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means this 4th line here is sitting on top of this line here, not this line. Not only does that make it a more integrated structure, so this will be stronger and cleaner, but it also, when you're doing like vase prints, will help you make it waterproof. That's why I vary the perimeters and the number of perimeters when I do my variable process for the base of my vase, because that's where it leaks. It always leaks at the base, at the interface. That's how you get rid of that. Okay. So we are down to 121.39 grams and 2.5 hours to print. That's not bad. Yeah, I'm okay with this. The bevel looks good, so it'll fit over the socket easily. Our stress release here looks good. Yeah, I got no problem with this. Let's go through one more optimization. Let's make sure I have it set for optimized for fastest printing. I really should change that interface line. So it's 4 layers, that's 1.2 millimeters. No. Let's fix it. So 1.2 would be 18.8. So this should be at 18.8. And then we have to change this as well. $18.8. Let's do it right. It only takes a moment. I'll show you what that does. See? Now instead of the edge of the fill line sitting out here, because right here it's wide open. This is you're printing in midair. You do your fill right here. That's why we have to have multiple fill lines, multiple fill layers, because we have to account for these gaps. Now, perimeter overlap helps with that a little bit, but what if I had a perimeter overlap of 125% without splooging plastic? Well, I have that. See? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then fill. Now watch. There you go. 1, 2, 3. You can see that fourth perimeter underneath. And now my fill layer is sitting on top of that fourth perimeter underneath it, which means I have 100% edge coverage for my overlap. And since I also have a 15% overlap, I have 115% overlap without excess plastic, which means not only is this going to print more reliably, but it's going to print a hell of a lot stronger because it won't break here. You can see it, you can see the blue all the way around. It's like a shelf supporting all of this plastic that's printing. And it all sits on top of that now. And so now it's super strong. And then I did the same thing out here because I printed this all the way to the edge and I made it separate process. Normally, the slicer, this would not be solid. This would be open because it knows this is an open space inside of here, so that when this printed, these edges do not have reliable plastic to adhere to. So from here to here would all be infill. Now there's a solid floor here, and these perimeters have 100% solid floor to attach to. It looks better, it prints better, it's stronger, it's cleaner, it's more rigid. It just takes a little bit of work, that's all. You just have to know what these dimensions are. Like I knew this floor was at 20 millimeters. I'm printing at 0.4 millimeters. So these top layers start at 18.8 millimeters. 4 times 3 is 1.2. And you just you drop 3 models. You group them together. This way you can maneuver them and center them. You create 3 processes. And you assign one of these models to each process. So that the slicer treats it as 3 completely separate models that are being printed. See, actually, I think I can show you. This may or may not work. I think if I pick continuous, it'll go the other way. No, okay, it's still doing the top layers. So the separate models does fix that. Okay. Well, let me save this and then I'll show it to you. You'll see what I mean. But let me do this correctly. So print, select all, sequential. Nope, that needs to be 999. So let me do one final check, make sure I'm satisfied with this, because I don't want to have to print 2 of these. It would just be a waste of plastic to print 2 of these. Yep, I'm satisfied with that. And of course, I have my little cut line right here. Again, the purpose of that is, how do you print this? Well, you'd print this, then this, then this, then this. Then the nozzle would retract. It would travel move into here. And then it would print this, then this, then this, then this. And then it would print this infill. Well, the problem is, when you travel from here to here, this is your highest failure point. What if the plastic doesn't stick when it begins printing this part in the middle? Well, you got to scrap it and start over. Well, I eliminated that problem. First, this skirt is 3 millimeters away from this. What that means is the plastic, when it stops, let me show you the points. Retract. There. So when it stops printing here and it moves to here to print here, this is what it's going to do. It's going to stop here, retract, and it's going to move to here. It's going to ooze a little plastic. So there will be a little trail of plastic right here. And I want that trail of plastic because that means it's already stuck to the print surface. So when it starts printing this, it's less likely to curl up, as you've seen PetG do many, many times. So it prints this. Now, to avoid this being an island where it has to stop, retract, and come over here, it doesn't have to do that. Instead, it's going to come around here, and it's going to move in here, all one continuous perimeter, like vase mode. Basically, I'm making my 4 perimeter walls vase mode. So it prints them continuously. You can see it doesn't even retract here because it's below the retraction threshold. So when the nozzle gets back to here, it just goes boop and starts printing here. And when it comes back around to here again, it just goes boop and starts printing here. It doesn't even retract. That's the only retraction in the entire set of perimeters, right there. And when it's done printing there, it jumps right from there. It gets to here. This is my wipe. And then boop, it comes right over to here and begins printing this. And again, because this is below my retraction threshold, it doesn't retract. So there's no retraction anywhere except where at the very beginning when it goes from here to here. And even though this is below the threshold, I believe, no, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 millimeters. So I'd have to increase the threshold to 7 millimeters. I could probably get rid of that retraction too. Let's see what happens if I do that. Let's see if that retraction goes away. I'm just curious. Require minimum. Okay, there is no minimum. Require. Let's go 8 millimeters. Let's see if that does anything. The retraction for the skirt might be hard coded, meaning it might retract no matter what. Nope. Oh no, yeah, it did. Oh, what did it? I think it shows retract in both directions. So I think that actually did work. So this is actually not a retraction. This is an extrude. That's where it starts. Because it came from over here where the head 0 point is. And it began extruding. And then it comes over here and starts printing. Or is it not retracting when it moves from here? I don't know. I'm not gonna mess with that right now because I know this works. I'll play with that later. Okay. I'll mess with that later. All right, let's get this outputted. Oh, we're down to 121.62 grams. No, just go away. Just go away. Desktop. We are going to be doing solar light ground anchor. And this is the spike socket. I want to get that printing. And then let's save the factory file. Solar light ground anchor. Right there. All right. Now let's do this and this. Where is my folder? I closed it. Solar ground anchor. Nope, we gotta go downloads. So let's put the spike socket where it belongs. Let's bring up the ground spike, the new one. This is the one that has the hexagonal shape. Where did I make that stop point? I was going to make this. Well, let's leave it in the vase mode and see what happens. First, speeds. We're gonna do 4 perimeters. I think 3 perimeters is enough. And we're gonna do 2 bottom layers. Do it all at 0.4. Infill it. I think we can get away with 20% on this. And I think we can get away with rectilinear. No. Yeah, because we're no longer putting a screwdriver in the middle. So we can do rectilinear, and we could probably do 12%. Since we're no longer applying so much stress to the center anymore. It's just that we're no longer using that as a tool. Okay. And let's get rid of our zones. Okay, but now I do need to do this. Where is that view? Mesh. There is a way to X-ray this. View back? Nope, that's not what I wanted. Definitely not what I wanted. Nope. Oh, there it is. Where's the wireframe? Here we go. Cross section. And we're going to do a cross section of X, I guess. Enable cross section. Come on. There it is. So we do this. So I can do this. Tools. Variable settings. I need this to line up with that. Let's do 40. Well, that's not what I wanted. I hit the enter key. Let's go 39. Nope. 0.8. 0.9. Yep, that's good enough. 39.9. Add. Okay. Now we can turn off cross section. I don't need that anymore. How do I get rid of this? That's how. Okay. And then this will be... I want to try to do it vase mode only because it'll be so fast. It'll increase the speed. Because once it's in the ground, you're never going to move it again. Okay. Oh, that's right. That was too high. No, that looks okay. I think I'm going to lower it anyway. Let's go down to 0.3 for better resolution. It won't affect the print time much because it'll go faster because I have a volumetric limit. Yeah, that looks better. So now, this will print. Same thing, I have my little cheat here so that it prints this all as one piece. And we print that, then we do our rectilinear infill. Our 3 perimeters so we can handle the stress of being cranked on. This all looks good. We're beginning the threads. And now we're in vase mode. Now the only issue is this might snap off if I hit resistance. Worst case scenario, I go out of vase mode, I use 2 perimeters. And I still keep it empty though because we want the spike to be able to fit inside there. Okay. That looks good. Let's export that. So ground spike times 1. Now, what time is it? It's 2 o'clock. I got a half an hour. Now let's do our multi-process. I did not have to duplicate. That's good. I'm pretty sure I can do 4 at a time. So 1 goes here. You are going to go back here. You are going to go here. And you are going to go here. I could probably get away with 5, but let's go with 4. Yeah, that should be fine. I could probably go a little more out here. So what we do is we take this. Let's call this spike base. Spike base. And spike. Okay, we group this and we copy it. There we go. Now we group that, we group that, we group that. Okay. I don't think you can rename groups. No, you can't. Alright, now comes the annoying part. Select models. You are just going to be spike 1. And you are just going to be spike 1. You are going to be spike 2. If I do single process, I can do this automatically, but I don't think it works with grouped processes. I'll have to play with that one day. So you still have to come in here and manually assign your models. I might have to get rid of skirts on the second process. Actually, I don't need to. I can use continuous. Okay. Select all. No, that won't work. Nope. Print has to be sequential. 999. Do I have air? No, I don't. Okay. Okay. So now it prints that one, then that one, then that one, then that one. So I print my 4, 172 grams, 4 hours, 22 minutes. Not bad. Export. Ground spike times 4. So I print 1 just in case I don't get to it before it ends. This way, if it's not good, I don't waste all that plastic. Alright, save factory file. Ground spike factory. Okay. We're good to go. Anything else I need to do? We didn't work on the drawer, so I'm going to work on that tonight. I have some idea. Well, we got time. Yeah, we got a half an hour. We got 25 minutes. So now the ground spikes are updated and finished. Let's get the drawers done before I go messing with anything else. We got the socket for the ground spikes done. Alright, tinker this. So what I need to do is I need to take this and copy it and go to a new workspace. Just to make sure we have a clean workspace. So nasty. I hate the feel of snot. Oh, I hate it so much. Yeah, of course, you're all the way out here. Okay. So first thing we got to do is, well, we're not going to be printing vase mode, so let's get rid of all that. So that all goes away. We are going to keep those, so let's rejoin that. Nope, let's get rid of some more stuff. What did I just attach? Oh yeah, I thickened the bottom. We're going to get rid of that now. I tried thickening the bottom to see if that would help. It didn't. Alright. Alright, we don't need this anymore. I can probably further detach this. Yeah. $97. Let's make it 94. Which will give me a 3mm wall. No, let's go 93. 92. Let's stick with 5mm. We know it works. Okay, so now we take this and join it. Yeah, that looks okay. So now comes the hard part. I have to modify this to be horizontally printable. Let's get the correct orientation. Okay. Let's join, drop, unjoin. Okay. This should be fine, so let's join that. There's our slots. So now the problem is, this is unprintable. Because you're never going to print that overhang successfully. It could just be a simple modifier. So if we join this, and then just put something in the slot here to give it an angle. So let's do this. Put you there. And rotate you 180. And let's shrink it unidirectionally. Like that. We can try for a straight up 45. Really? Is that the kind of game you're gonna play, you douchebag? Do that. We are on that work plane. Now we put a work plane here, and we hit drop again. Now we're on that work plane. Now I can simply take the. Oh no, this is incorrect. That needs to be this way. And I need the work plane to be here. This is 5, which means we need to be -5. That's what I need to be. And now we need to make this taller. I don't want to make that. I want to make... Come on! That! Stop messing with me. Okay. We don't want to change the 45, so let's make this bigger. Actually, let's do... Come on. That. 5.5. Not enough. That. 6. Okay. The simplest thing I can do is this. Just do that. Now change this to 0.1 and just move it out. There. That's the simplest change I could make. And that would be printable. But how much slop would that make? I could also add support, which I really don't want to do. But maybe I'll get lucky and the support will remove easy. But 1mm support doesn't usually remove very easily. It tends to really glue itself down hard. It's also possible I'm just freaking overthinking this and that this will be fine. I can also probably get away with a little less overhang, especially if I lower the layer height. Like if I go down to 0.2 millimeters, I could probably get away with that. With a 1 millimeter extrusion, you're going to have a pretty decent overlap. Okay. Let's try it. Let's do a duplication. Let's rotate that. What was that? Oh, this. Then I put the work plane here. I hit drop. Now that actually properly covers this side. So why is this side's a different size than the other side? So this is broken too. How did I do that? That's unacceptable. That needs to be fixed. Let's join these together. How big is that? 8.2 by 8.2. Let's take you and join you together, and let's align you on this. Let's take you it didn't move. So why is this sticking out more? Jesus Christ, it won't pick that piece. 6 millimeters. How much is this sticking out? It's almost exactly flat. Oh, now it's different. It did move. Okay, let's do this. Let's take you. Of course, it won't let me pick it. Come on, you douchebag. And you, we're going to align. Nope, I have to ungroup. So I had this all cockeyed all this time and didn't know it. Let's go to 2 of you. And align here, and then join. Take the 2 of you, align on you, here, join. And then we take the 2 of you and join. Okay, double check, make sure they're centered. Yes. It could be as simple as, really? Really, Tinkercad? This is what you're going to do to me? You're going to mess with me hard like this? I hate when it does that. It's so aggravating. You see you later, Jerry. I'm on the right screen, aren't I? No, I'm not. Of course, I'm not showing you guys this because I'm an idiot. Oh, why do you mess with me, Tinkercad? Okay. I need that one and that one. And then I need to extend it. 3.75 is probably enough. What's happening is there's an itty bitty teeny tiny microscopic gap in between the two parts of less than 0.05. It's probably 0.01. Okay. I guess we print that and we see how it works. Is there any other tweaks I can make? This doesn't have to be this thick, but I need it that thick to support the channel. I say YOLO. We just go for it. We print that and we see how it works, and then we adjust accordingly. This shouldn't warp. Okay. So MTB-drawer. Really? Caps lock was on. Come on. Drawer. And we go for it. Export. Okay. Let's go back into here. Let's delete all this. Let's ungroup this. Let's delete this. Let's delete all this. And I can print two of them. But I'll print just one. Can I fit three? I should be able to fit three. It doesn't want to. No, because that's 306 with no gap. Dagnabbit. So if I use a 444 printer, I can print three. That's annoying. It might actually be worth shrinking the drawers a tiny bit. It might actually be worth shrinking them a tiny bit. I might do that after I test this. Because then you can print three at the same time. Okay. So let's print this with no bottom layers, 3 top layers, 2 perimeters is plenty. Let's start with 0.4. Let's do infill at 30% grid, because we're only going to print infill for the bottom. How thick is it? Okay, put you there. Give me a wiggle. Nope, I gotta reset the plane. Give me a wiggle. 3 millimeters. Okay. All right, custom zones off. Save. Okay, so tools variable. And we're going to do 3 millimeters. I also want that solid layer, so I'm going to do the double drop. And group. So this will be model 1. And this will be model 2. Okay. Now this we're going to print with 2 top layers, no bottom layers, 2 perimeters. Let's go 0.3, and infill is going to be 0. Actually, I should have a tiny bit of infill. Let's do 10%, just so the walls aren't squishy. Okay. I could probably bevel those outside walls so they're not quite so thick. But I don't think I need to. Yeah, that's enough infill to keep it from being squishy. Actually, with that level of infill, I could probably get away with a single perimeter, since the infill forms almost a complete second perimeter. Just to bring the weight down a little more, and that first layer doesn't need that much perimeter either. I would do want 2 there, yeah. Just for structural stability. Yeah, that's plenty. Yeah, that's plenty. I might add a 3rd top layer just to make it clean. Okay. There, I got my clean layers. There's my heavy infill, no bottoms, clean top, clean print on top of the clean. We're now at 0.3. Here comes the bevel. And there's the top. How much difference? 106 grams versus 1 gram. We'll do 3 top layers. That'll guarantee it's clean. Okay. I'm actually okay with the retraction being there because that little bulge will help tighten up the fit. And the step action looks okay. It looks like it's about 50%. So I think I'm okay with that. We might be able to get away with 0.3. Okay, now there is one other correction I want to make to the model itself. I just remembered this gave me, I don't want to have to clean up. I hate cleaning up. If I have to clean up, that means I screwed up. Clean up equals screwed up. We take this and we do this. Okay, first we do this, and then we do this. There we go, and then we do this. Then we do this. Ah, I didn't want to do that. Now, we take this, we line it up with this, align on this, center, and then we drop it a bit. We just want to chew out the top of that just a tiny bit. Just like that. And now we Control D, we align one with this one. Good. Then we take another one and we align it with this one. And we center it. That will clean up the insertion for the trim piece. There we go. So now the little bit of bulging here won't make it difficult to insert that trim piece. Anything else? Nope. I think that is good to go. Yeah, we're good. Let's delete the old drawer. Export the new one. Okay, drawer, group. You are model 2. You are model 1. Looks good. I like it. Oh, no, wait, I got that little screw up there. I wonder why I did it this time. Skirt. What the hell? Why the fuck is there a gap there? Is my split layer off? 3 millimeters? 3 millimeters. Why the hell do I have an air gap? That's wrong. do I have vase mode selected or something? No. Is there an error in the model? I mean, it's a pretty simple model. Although maybe that glitch with the triangle really pissed it off. Oh, come on, go away. One shell, no errors detected. Let's try fixed by Windows algorithm anyway. Yes, reload the file. Oh, nope. Still has a gap. I don't understand why the gap's... I know how to get rid of it, but it shouldn't be there. Go away. I mean, all I gotta do is lower this to 2.9, and that'll probably get rid of it. But it shouldn't be there. No, I still got a tiny gap. 2.8. Why do I have a gap? I don't understand why there's a gap there. Okay, now the gap is gone, but why was there a gap there to begin with? That's really weird. Okay. Yeah, I'm satisfied. 115 grams. So it takes 1/3 of a kilo just to print the drawers. I might have to try to shave these drawers down at some point. But I also want them to be nice and strong too. I don't want weak drawers. This is fine. The bottom is okay to be a grid. Okay, let's just go with that and see what happens. Mini toolbox. STL. No, G-code. Let's call it MTB drawer since it's all one piece. See, before I have handle, body, and back. So this is replacing body and back. Okay. Okay. File, save factory file as. Factory. MTB drawer. Okay, that is it. I need to load the memory card, feed this to the printer. Let's put the files where they belong. That goes under STL. Solar ground anchor. Ground spike, ground spike, ground spike. I don't have one named ground spike, so I can just dump it. Okay. Files are organized. I need to clean up the ground spike files. So I'm going to try to tweak the files so you don't need the drill bit. However, for $3, $6 you buy two, or if you wait a month, you get them for $2.50. You get a bunch of them. I think it's worth it because you do get a really nice clean insertion. But I am going to try to work it with the files themselves to avoid having to use a drill bit. I would like to get it to be so it doesn't need it. But overall, this came out fantastic. I'm very, very pleased with this. I really like this. You can feel the little bit of squishiness because the parts aren't actually glued together, but it's rigid. It's not a problem. This feels great. I do want to put a hole in here so that you can open this easier. Right now you got to kind of push it from the bottom here and it opens. I also need to fix the hinge so that this will actually fold flat properly. This part goes together. I think I'm gonna increase the spacing here a little bit so you get a little bit less of that. That's kind of janky. I don't like that. So I'd like to make that go away. Now, there is one advantage to having it like this. I can make this work at night. I can put a light on here, a little tiny solar-powered LED strip, build it into this, so that it's always charging, you know, and whenever you need it, you just flick it on and you can see. But I think that's a waste. I don't know. I think it's going overkill. Maybe for a big toolbox that would make more sense. Let's see what else. I want to move all the holes out just like a 0.5 millimeter. So take all of my holes, move them out a 0.5 millimeter, so that you get better alignment with pushing through, and that'll also alleviate having to drill them out. I may need to adjust these slides depending on how the drawer prints and how it fits. Otherwise, all the joints go together very nicely. Can I think of anything else that needs to be fixed? I could make this fold all the way back if I also put that right angle on the back here, but then it won't be a clean back, and I don't want to do that. I do think I might do what I did to the sides here by having a cover on the back here so that you eliminate having to see these openings here. Maybe. I'll think about it. But that would also require making these a little bit thicker so that this back stays flush. I will think about that. I don't think it's necessary because that's the back side. And if you could think of any other improvement that I should make for this, I can't think of any offhand. I just thought of another way to do the drawers. And that will allow me to make the drawers bigger and solve all of our... Ooh, this might get a complete redesign. This part. Instead of having slides in here, instead put the slides on the drawer and have the openings for the slides on this. That would work. And I can make the slides a triangle, you know, a truncated triangle. That would eliminate the drooping down problem that I'm worried about. And also increase the amount of space in the drawers. I just need to make the sides a tiny bit thicker so we have some more meat for them to attach to. Oh, I just might do that. And they'll slide nice too. I may have just solved the problem. Yeah, I'm going to work on that. I'm going to print this one just to see if it works. Because I did all the work to design it, so I'm going to print it. But yeah, I think that would solve the slide problem. So I would have 245 cuts in here. So here there would be a little triangle cutout. And then the drawer would have a triangle. I'll show you real quick. It'll be super easy to show you. So you have your wall like this. So this would be your wall, and this would be your drawer. And what I can do is now I can just stick one of these here. Come on, I need to get my mouse pad in here. The thing I'm using as a mouse pad has holes in it, and I think whenever the laser hits those holes, it throws a conniption fit. Then we take this, we truncate it like that. And that gives us this shape. We then line this up this way. Control D. We join with this. And then we do that. Now we take this and we make it just a hair taller. Actually, nope, we duplicate it so that we maintain the correct angles. Control D, and we lift it up. 0.4 might actually be enough. Join, unjoin, because I need to align these two. on this one, there, rejoin, and now I take this and join it with this. Actually, let's do it on this one. Like that. That's not quite right. I need to see some green. Show me some green. Come on. There we go. We gotta make this a little bit longer. A little bit longer. And we gotta shift it out. 0.1, like that. Turn it into a hole. Do this. There. So this is what we would have instead. This would sit inside like that. And that's it. The walls will be more than strong enough, because the slide, well, I do want the slides to be as long as possible for the best support. I would have to make the walls thicker, because what you don't want is the walls to bulge out like this, and that'll make them loose, especially when the drawer's fully extended. But now, this will just slide in and out like that. See? And this is all supportless printing. I can increase the tolerances. Oh yeah. I'm not even going to print this. Nope, not even going to print this. We're just going to modify it. We're going to print this. This is what it should be. And that'll allow me, I'll be able to bring the thickness of the drawers to down to like 2 millimeters, because you'll have all of this thickness here making it rigid, which will dramatically increase the space in the drawers. Because right now, you're losing all this space that could be inside here. And I can even make the front a little thinner, because adding this trim piece will thicken it a little bit and stiffen it up. And then the back, I can add some gussets to the bottom to help stiffen that up a little bit. Maybe just a single gusset in the middle, just to stiffen that drawer up a tiny bit. Yeah. And so now basically it'd be the inverse of this. It'd be what you saw right here. The wall will have the cutout, and that's actually compatible whether you print it vertically or lying down. It's compatible both ways. And then this will simply have a trapezoidal bulge sticking out, pyramid bulge sticking out, instead of a cutout, which means now this wall here can be, I can make that 1 millimeter thick if I want. Well, I'm going to make it 2 because I want it to be 2 perimeters. But I can make that, well, it has to be 2. Yeah, it has to be 2. So I can make that 2 millimeters thick instead of, this is like 8 millimeters thick. So you're going to gain an extra 12 millimeters of space inside the drawer. Yes, that's it. And that is perfectly compatible with being printed flat. That solves everything. It'll also speed up the print because it's an easier print. God damn, I can do the whole thing at 0.4, well, 0.3 at the bottom. It depends on the angle. I have plenty of space. I can make the angle as great as I want. Screw that drawer. I'm not printing that. I'm gonna put in the work to redesign it. This would be a whole lot better, and the sides will actually print faster, because it won't have to print all this. These 3 rails, they won't have to be printed, so it'll reduce the material count too. Oh hell yes. Okay, so redesign the side panels to use the truncated triangle cutout. Add the truncated triangles to the drawers, which would be super easy. Let me show you how easy that is. Goodbye. 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 There, done. Now all I have to do is add the pieces to the side. Literally. Come here. Now all I have to do is add this to each side and chop off the piece I don't need. That's it. And then just make sure it's aligned with the, I could just use centers. Put it right in the center of this. Copy that. Put it right in the center of this before I delete them. Yep. That's it. It'll be so fucking easy. Why didn't I think of that in the first time? Well, usually the problem with doing that kind of design is if the sides push out, your drawer falls out. But I could just make these thicker. Okay? So the material I saved getting rid of this, well, I'm gonna add it back by making this thicker. But that's okay. That's okay. I'll just make this thicker. The sides will be thicker. Yes, that is cool. That is so freaking cool. I love this toolbox. I really love this toolbox. This is adorable, and you can see why you don't need a handle. You don't need a handle on this. You just hold the thing. I mean, it's small enough that you can hold it from any side. Now, what I might do is I might add a lip. I don't need it on the front, but because those hold it, but I'll have to add it because now they won't hold it. But I don't like the way this pushes in, so I might add a little lip on the sides so that this can't push in, because I don't like that. That's sloppy. That's kind of dirty to me. So I'll do that. I'll add a little lip there to hold this up, just for cleanliness. It doesn't need to be much. This is so tight that I can make it. I could probably make it 2 or 3 millimeters tall, and that'd be plenty. A double hinge, no, but I'm going to add a right angle to the hinge, so that when you open this, this can fold all the way down. See, right now, this can't fold any more than this. And I want it to fold all the way flat. So you open this, and this is out of your way. So what I do is I'll add a riser right here on this part, so that it'll be just like this part. See how this is a flat drawer with this front piece on it? I just add that, a 5 millimeter piece to the front of this, and then put this hinge on that part. So now, this can now open up this far. When I make this change, it'll only be able to open this far. So basically, I'm trading this to get this to go all the way down. And that'll take care of that. I mean, it would be nice if I can have this fold all the way down. Although, oh, I got another idea. I like that too. Oh, I really like that. If I put a top layer on here, you know, instead of having it just be hollow like this, if I did it right, this could be a work surface. This could come out like this, and that can sit on the ground if you do it right. And or even have a little a piece that will attach it so it doesn't collapse on you, and that could be a little work table. So this could be a toolbox with a work surface. So like this, see? If I can make this sit like that, this could be a little work surface for you to build on and work on. Oh, what do you think? What should I do? I don't have to be that faithful to the original, and I do like that. I like that a lot. Oh, man. But would I actually use it? Because the other nice thing is, it's a work surface that won't blow away on the field, because you're going to have the weight. It's going to be a 2-pound box, and whatever tools you put in it. The only problem is if you pull a drawer out and it yanks, you're going to yank whatever you're working on. I think I might be better designing a separate work surface that can attach to the toolbox. Well, it's 4 inches, dude. You got plenty of workspace. That's not a problem. The other cool thing is, you know, when you're building your model on here, I can have holes in this for attaching jigs. And then your bottle glue you can stick under here. So now you're actually saving workspace. You're able to duplicate workspace. But I think it might be better to design a separate table that maybe attaches to this somehow. You know, maybe have notches on the side here like the drawer does. And like make a separate little platform that you can snap in and add a little work surface to this. But this just seems like such a what is otherwise wasted. what would be a perfect use? I mean, ideally would be for this to come around the back and attach to here, but that would be difficult at best. Not really. If I put a bevel on this side, I can make this hinge move further. I gotta think about that. I think I'm gonna make a faithful recreation of the mini toolbox first, because I still want to make the extension, the additional toolbox that this sits on top of. I still want to make that, and boy, is that going to be a lot easier now that with the new alignment here. Yeah. But once you're at your site, you'd separate them. You wouldn't leave them together. I mean, I think that's more. The only reason I want to do that is because it's cute. It makes it look like your regular stackable Matco or Snap-on toolboxes. You know how they're sections and you put them together. That's the reason they do that. Also, at your desk at home, that's more convenient to have them stacked because they take less desk space. But out in the field, you want utility. So you're going to have a folding table set up, and having a workspace where you can attach things to would be pretty nice. But I think I would rather design a separate work table thingy that's larger than this, that has attachment points for putting jigs, third hands, stuff like that. I think I would rather have a separate table for that. So I think I'm going to stick with just make this fold all the way down like it's supposed to, and go with that instead of trying to get all crazy fancy. Get the original toolbox done. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I was going to loosen this up so it spins more freely, but I actually kind of like the fact that it stays put. So that when you fold this down, it's not just flopping. I kind of like that, so I think I'm going to stick with that. Just leave that tolerance alone. All I got to do is modify that edge so that this can fold all the way down. Yeah, I'm going to stick with the original idea. And then if I want to make a work surface table, I'll build that separately. Now, the whole reason I wanted to make this into it is because, number one, I love being able to get two uses out of one thing. That is always a very optimal thing for me. It gives me, feel good feelings inside when I'm like, yeah, I got multiple uses out of that. That's just like an achievement for me. I like doing that kind of thing. But I do still want to make my little workbench attached to this. And the reason I want to do that, why won't you make it flat? Because I want that under the workbench space. Because usually folding tables are too goddamn low. And I'm tall. So the workbench will bring it up higher. And now I have space under the workbench to put things like glue bottles so they don't get knocked over, spilling glue over the place or blown around from the wind. But I do still want to make it so it attaches to the toolbox, because that'll act as an anchor. The work table by itself with a 15-gram model rocket on top of it, a gust of wind is just going to blow that away. But if it's attached to a 4-pound toolbox, you figure a 2-pound toolbox and 2 pounds of tools inside, that's a 4-pound weight now. Now if I anchor my other things to that toolbox, now they're not going to go anywhere. So that's further utility. And also by making a separate table, I can make 2 or even 3. But this would get in the way of making 3, the third one on the back, because now this would be in your way. So yeah, one on the side. Now you have 2 little work tables to work on. But yeah, I'm going to get this done first, redo the drawer with the new, that I can't believe I didn't think of that. I've used that before. I've used it before. I should have thought of that. And then get this done, get this published, then make the additional toolbox. And I'm also going to make that toolbox so you can put, I'm going to make the bigger drawers exactly double the single drawers. And I'm going to go up to 3. So you can have a single drawer, a double drawer, or a triple drawer. And they're going to have the same spacing, so it's interchangeable. So, okay, for this trip, I need, 7 single drawers. Okay, well, now I need 5 single drawers and a double drawer. Or 4 single drawers and a triple drawer. Or I need 1 single, 1 double, 1 triple. And this way you can interchange it. And all I have to do is keep the geometry the same so that you can just swap out whatever you need. So yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. Although at this scale, a double drawer is probably more than enough. But I want to make sure I can fit things like my little battery-powered Dremels, Maybe a little battery powered hot glue gun. Oh, that might be too big. I love this. This is so cute. This is so fucking adorable. And you can even customize this. It wouldn't be that hard to, I'm going to make that nip longer too. That's annoying. I don't like that popping out like that. And I might thicken up the bottom a little bit too to stop that warping. Maybe I won't need to. We'll see. But you can also take, text from Cuddle.xyz, put your name or your logo or something like that, and cut your logo out of 2 layers of this, and use multicolor, print the letters in a color, and then print the drawer around it so that your logo or name will be on here, whatever you want. It might also be neat to, if I can get the scaling correct, put a ruler in this. So build a ruler right into it so that I can take apart and go, yep, that's, 80 millimeters, That might be something interesting to do. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know if I want to get that complex. But other people could do that if they want to. It'd be easy enough. But yeah, this is... I love this. The size is so perfect because it's just enough that I can grab it. I can see some smaller people maybe having trouble grabbing this, but I have big hands. But for me, this is grabbable. I just grab it and carry it. This is nice. I might even design a carrier for these in the car, so that you could slot these in, and have multiple toolboxes, and so that you can have different dedicated toolboxes for different functions. Oh, here's my rocket toolbox. Here's my slot car toolbox. Here's my fishing toolbox. And this would be for at home, actually. It'd be better at home. And then I can even embed in the side, model rocketry. And then when I get home, I take that toolbox, I replenish all of whatever consumables I use, and I slot it in the carrier hanging on the wall. And then, okay, I'm going out to the rocket field today. So the bigger toolbox will have things like power tools, and this will have tools that are specialized for the hobby. And then I'm going fishing today, so I grab the fishing toolbox and I pull that out. Or I'm going kite flying today, I grab the kite flying toolbox and pull that out today. That's a cool idea. That's a different thing you can do. Very cool. Very, very cool. I love this. I can even grab it this way, no problem. So yeah, the smaller people shouldn't have a problem if they grab it on this face. No, these are the same, I think. I think I made this 120 by 120. I love this. This is going to be fun. This is going to be very, very fun. So I'm going to work hard on this for the rest of the week. I'm hoping, based on that, I'm pretty sure this will be done by next week. It's annoying to have to print new sides. That's really annoying because I only got 2 kilograms of plastic left. I got to see if I have a third roll because I want to save 2 kilograms to print one more of the 8-foot lights. Because Big Bad bought me for that purpose. So I want to get another one finished perfect light done because I still have to add the flagpoles to the light. Although I do have the Prusament Blue, but I don't want to use that. That's $30 a kilogram. I don't want to use that for test prints. I want to use that for a final print. Yeah. And then once I have that design, it'll be super easy to duplicate it. And I can make a second... I'll probably make a second toolbox that's the exact same size as this, so that they're exactly the same dimensions. And then also make a taller one, just because I can. And I do still possibly want to put TPU feet on the bottom of this. I'm not sure yet. I like the way this is all smooth and flat. I like that. But I might put channels in for TPU feet, maybe. And then just print the TPU feet and stick them in. Okay, that's it. I'm going to amscram. I'm going to get my veggies. And I will work on this. I'll also do the final testing on the ground spike. So far, it looks like the drill bit is holding up fine. I have no problems drilling out the hole. I may thin out the blades a little bit, because I want it to throw dirt out of the hole. And but otherwise, that's working. I'll get the socket and the new ground spike printed, test it, see if it works. Yeah, this is turning out really cool, and you could totally customize it. I'm also gonna make one just where every single piece is a different color, just because I can. It's just because I can. And I could even see maybe having a special side here, because this can be disassembled. You pop out these two pieces of filament, this comes off. And have a different piece that goes on here that has two sides. And you can make a double toolbox if you want. That would be super easy to do. It wouldn't be hard at all. Yeah, I might do that too. Maybe even have it hinged on the front, so you have a double toolbox that you can angle it or something. I don't know, some whatever fancy things people want. There's so much modability that you can make with, because it's so convenient, it's so tiny, it's so cute. I love this thing. Yeah, exactly. That's I was just saying that earlier. Use cuddle.xyz, put your name on here, your website, your company logo, whatever, to customize it. That's a lot easier if you have a like an AMS type printer, like a Bamboo or a Centurion or an Elegoo or something like that, but or the K1, anything that's multicolor. Although a dual color printer would work, but still being able to do 3 colors on there and then your base color, that'd be pretty slick too. You could do a 3-color logo. I love this. God, I love this thing. This is cool. I'm so glad I decided to make one instead of buy one, because making it is so much more fun. Look how happy I am. This is cool. This is neat. I think this is going to be popular. I think people are going to enjoy this. And it's truly useful. And it only costs you $10 to make it. You can make one of these if you use cheap filament. Obviously, this could cost as much as $50 if you made a protopasta one. I would love to make a protopasta one. But I wish I had some more of that autumn orange from what's that company that made the big giant sword out of the autumn orange? I forgot the name of them. I feel bad. I'll remember it. But I want to see if maybe they have some more of that autumn orange. I'd love to print one of these in autumn orange. That'd be nice. Yeah. Halloween edition. Black trim. But yeah, the single layer inlay would work great for this. You got these open sides. You can make the drawer, you can make these heavier by having a backfill layer so that you can do the inlay on this too. Actually, no, you don't need to. You can still keep the backs hollow, because this is the bottom. That's where the inlay would be. So yeah, you wouldn't have to waste any plastic. But yeah, that would work very, very well. I might try that. Put today's 3D print on here. It would take a lot of freaking work, but to do like the orange today's 3D print with the white and red and black cat, that would take so much work, but it would look so fucking cool. I might have to do that. Not this week. Get the box done. Then worry about the inlays. Get the box done. I want to do it so bad. I'm excited. It's fun. So that's it. I will see you guys later. Don't forget, support me. Use my Amazon links. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Join my Patreon. That'll help me do more of these. More of this kind of stuff. Send me a PayPal. The only income source I have is this channel. And I make $18 a month from ad revenue. Which means I only get a check from Google every 5 months. Because they have a $100 threshold before they, usually about 4 months. They have a $100 threshold before they'll send out a check. Or they'll send out a payment. And so, yeah, all my money comes from Amazon and from Patreon. And from what you guys send me by PayPal. And, if you want to send me more filament, you got that link down below. I will if you want me to use it for a specific purpose, you tell me, and I will use it for that specific purpose. Want to use it for making this kind of stuff? I'll do that. You want me to use it for making light posts? I'll do that. Whatever you tell me to use it for, that's what I'll use it for. It's all content for me, and I love making this stuff. So, ooh, jewelry box. I can make a jewelry box out of this too. That would be fun. That'd be a mix of two hobbies. You got that, backyard mechanic toolbox with the cool jewelry inside of it. Yeah, I'm gonna make a jewelry. Well, that'll be inserts. Because once I have this finalized, you'll be able to you'll be able to design inserts that'll fit into the drawers, so that you can actually have instead of this just sitting inside the drawer, it'll actually have a cutout spot where this will actually fit correctly. And I love that. That just gets my fake OCD, because I don't have OCD, but I have that desire to make everything perfect. That's not really OCD. That's something different. That's just me. But my fake OCD gets its juices going when everything fits perfectly. I love that. But you can design inserts to fit this. So I could design an insert that has little slots to hold all my little earring carriers. So I could probably fit a 200 pair of earrings in here. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. All right, that's it. I'll see you guys later. I want to go get my veggies before they run out, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you.